Have you ever been working on a song and said to yourself, this doesn't sound hyperpop enough, I need to add something else? Well, today's your lucky day. I'll be showing you how to make a stutter vocal sound that you can add to just about any song to make it sound more hyperpop. I'm talking about that glitchy metallic vocal sound that you hear in so many songs. It turns out it's not that complicated, you just need to know some of the right steps. All you really need is a microphone and some basic plugins like a compressor and EQ. And if you don't have a microphone, you could probably still get away with using your phone. And with that said, let's get on with the video. Now to start, you're gonna need a beat. Here's one that I put together for this video. I said to myself, I want a little challenge. I wanna do some like 90s keys in here. This is what I wrote. Then I added in this real hyperpop synth pluck. And then we've got this background sound. And there's also a bass in there. And then I added in some drums. Altogether, they sound like this. So this is what we're working with. All right, let's get into it. Let's record a vocal. I guess it's tip time over here. A big major key alert that I would say is to have your own vocal chain that you just use for everything, like a default vocal chain, something you can drag and drop on there in 1 second. It sounds good. This is what's going on in mine. It's just gain, EQ, compression, auto-tune plugin, a multi-band compressor, a 4-inch shift in case I need it, and an EQ to cut out the lows. Okay, I put in the key. I found it was D sharp major or E flat major. To record the original vocal, all you have to do is mumble in time. That's all we're doing, mumble it in time. Something that makes it sound good is anytime you do like a little bend into a note, like a ah. Those sound really good when you end up chopping it up. So I'm just going to solo out the chords and this synth pluck, and then I'll record something. Don't really need any of the drums in there. That's not too bad. You heard that I did a bunch of vocal bends in there. Something to watch out for is your pitch correction plugin will try to eliminate those. So make sure you turn this off of that a little bit. After you correct the timing of that, what you're gonna wanna do is bounce it out, turn it into an audio file. Sometimes it's called export, just so you can drag it in and it looks like this. Nothing on the audio effects, it's just the one file. Now that you have that, you're gonna want to chop it up. I really like the parts where it bends a little. So I'm gonna find those. This is one. I'll just turn that a different color. This is another good one because it is just a sustained note. So now that I selected the parts that I like, I'll just drag this over here and then delete all of the original stuff. Time for the edit part. This is the creative part. You really have to just try a bunch of different stuff. A tip for this is I would say stay out of the way of the other sounds in the song. So this song has something in this bar and then this bar. So I'm going to focus on making melodies here and here. Let's pull in the synth pluck in the melody and just figure out something. Don't feel bad just taking the whole first part and repeating it, but like changing up the second half. When you're doing this, you may need to change the pitch and the format of the different clips. All right, so this is what I end up making. It's time to add on some effects. So the first thing I would add on is a flanger. In Ableton, I'm going to be adding a preset that's called metallic. And I'm just going to dial back the feedback because I don't want all of that. It's kind of a subtle effect. You might need headphones to really hear it. Now I'm going to add on a slapback delay. And then I'm going to switch it from notes to time and just dial this back to about 20. So this is before and after. It's an effect to make it more metallic sounding. And then another thing you could add on here is manipulator. You can also use a plugin called M Auto Pitch because we're just using the formant shift. I'm adding an LFO just to make it a little movie. For the first time, I'm going to play it with the song. Let's hear how it sounds. When I was preparing this video, I did like a little test run. Here's what the test run sounds like. If you did all these steps and the vocal doesn't sound quite right, I would suggest two things. The first would be to mess around with the timing. So for example, right here, you could speed this up or slow it down. It's just another way to make it sound a little bit different. Yeah, I did a lot of that for the test run vocal. And then the other thing I would suggest, if it doesn't sound good, just re-record the vocal, do something completely different. So in the test run, one of the reasons why it sounds good is it does this like shift between two notes, like a da. From experience, those sound really good. So that's really it for this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.